Yeah, that was a background report about the original inhabitants of Abuja. And there we saw how they are peace-loving people and some of the situations around the FCT. And right here with me, I have Blessing Moses. She is the communications manager of Abuja Original Inhabitants Youth Empowerment Organization. And together we're going to talk about some of these issues that are facing the people, the original inhabitants of Abuja. Blessing Moses, you're welcome to Good Morning Abuja.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so like the background report said, the original inhabitants of Abuja are actually peace-loving people. They are accommodating, and part of the reason when Abuja became the capital of Nigeria, settled here, and everything has been going on well. But we still see that there are some things that the original inhabitants actually are facing, and then we have this foundation in which you are involved in, the MacArthur Foundation. So I want to know how, as in what came about their involvement in the plight of the people of FCT.
Thank you very much for having me. The MacArthur Foundation, during the COVID-19, as part of the COVID-19 pandemic, they tried to settle the, help aid the FCT Abuja people. Okay. So as part of the support of the COVID-19, MacArthur Foundation brought out a project called Promoting the Rights of Original Inhabitants. And Abuja Original Inhabitants Youth Empowerment Organization, AO, were part of the 10 organization giving this grant. And then we were supposed to, our bone of contention was supposed to be in culture and politics. Okay. Some of the other organizations like Hip City, Mero Women Foundation, Helplines for Girls, Abuja, and Wetan, and these other people have their own strategic topics they're supposed to promote, like in what area you should promote the rights of original inhabitants. And ours were culture and politics. And so far, with this involvement of the MacArthur Foundation, we've been able to give voices to the original inhabitants of FCT when it comes to politics, because we have done so much in the political area where we have something called the No Accent Follow, which is a platform that it's like an accountability platform that helps in getting the citizens involved in governance. Like you get to report all of the cases where your maybe a project is not being completed, or a certain kind of misconduct in your area or in your local government, or any of it. It is a platform that you help citizens get involved in governance as well. And also we did what we call the OIPDA. The OIPDA is something around promoting and preserving the culture of the original inhabitants. It's like a Wikipedia, a website where whatever that has to do with the original inhabitants of FCT, when you go there, you get all of this information. Just type and it's out there for you to consume, for knowledge, for research, and all of it. And the involvement has actually done a good thing for the original inhabitant people, because we know that right now so many people know about the plight, so many people know about the struggles, so many people know about the issues, the challenges, the cries, and everything the original inhabitants of FCT are facing. So
how long now has this project been ongoing? Like how long has it been?
It's almost 2 years now.
Okay, so far what has been the experience with you on this project?
The experience has been interesting, has been, impactful, because I've actually learned so much from the people. I have learned to, when they say adaptation, people that can just adapt to any situation.
So you working with the people, you've been able to know them. They're actually peace-loving people, accommodating, just as you've said. And so I want to know, working with them now, what have you discovered about the strength of the people?
Like I said, they can metamorphose into anything and adapt to any situation you place on them. And that's why we still have peace in FCT. And aside that, I also found that they are very hardworking. These people are predominantly farmers. And you could see that we have food round the seasons in Abuja. When you go to the tomatoes market these days, you will never lack tomatoes, even though it is scarce these days. The yams in Abuja, all of these are these Abuja people. There are people here who really farm. It's not just the houses you see here. And those are the strength. And I also find out that these are people who, with this situation, they've learned to fight through it and survive it.
Okay. So now you've discovered, you've known some of their plight. Before it was the opinion of people that the Gbagis, or the people, the original inhabitants of Abuja, did not go to school. They like, maybe once they have something to give, they'll be looking for, okay, who do we give? So it was like, people have the opinion that they were not educated people. So far with your finding, how has it been?
No, I know that people always have this misconception, but really, I mean, you're a baggy woman. The office where I work, my boss is baggy. Okay. And we have different, what's it called, original inhabitants of FCT who are well learned. I've gone into the bushes, I've met the emirs of any of the chiefdom, the 17 chiefdom in FCT are well learned, exposed. Their educational qualification, the least I know is PhD. Wow. Are you kidding? They've all gone to school. Okay. The lawyer representing our case right now in court is also an original inhabitant. So what are we saying? They're all educated. Me, I've met so many, even in the rural areas. Not just about the emirs, even the locals. I
was going to say, okay, maybe
no.
People at the city center, so
even the locals are well educated. Okay. I mean, when I said the emirs, I went to the bushes to meet all of those people. They are not in town. And then you could, when they speak, when they talk, when they relate to you, when they tell you about the plight, when they tell you the struggle they've been through, you will know that these people know what they're doing, and all they want is to have a dialogue. Do you get it? We want to have a dialogue. We don't want to go through the Raz way of doing things. We want to have a conversation, go through books and all of it. We just had FCTYN. It is a youth platform for the influencers of the original inhabitants, the influencers of each community to come contest. Since, you know, the truth is the FCT original inhabitants have limited representation. India,
and that's what some of the struggles.
Yeah, so with our what's it called? We try to do this intervention where we have the FCT Youth Network, so that we can at least groom the youths, so that when positions like the political position come, they have the opportunity, they have the experience to vie for all of this position. That's why we have the FCT Youth Network, and you could see that it's from the 6 area councils, and these people are doing well. They're all learned. Their supporters are learned. You know, we had this debate where if you're contesting for this position, you debate. And this debate is amazing because you meet these people, talk about it passionately. We have some of those clips you needed to see. It was beautiful. So I think it is a really big misconception when you say the original inhabitants of FCT are not educated.
Okay, so you've been around the 6 area councils, and then I don't know, have you discovered any threats to some of their plights in your search, in your in your quest to know more about them? Yes,
I feel that if things are not done, if they don't have this representation, like I said, in the Federal Executive Council, if they don't have maybe a mayoral status or a governor, like every other state. You know, in Bayelsa, which is like the smallest state right now, they have a governor. Abuja is over 2,000 square meters and Abi 1,000 square meters. We don't, 8,000 square meters. And we still don't have a representation in the Federal Executive Council. I feel that is really unfair. It's more than unfair. It has gone beyond, you know, the height of somebody taking everything you pour on him. You know, you can push somebody to a wall. It will get to a stage where the person, there's no more space for him to go. He will have to retaliate. I think something should be done and should be done fast. We need representation. We need somebody to talk about our plight on the Federal Executive Council, on the table. You know, we need that so that, you know, if your problem is talked about, you certainly get a solution. People will know about it. People in the higher Kaba will know that there's something like this, and then we need to do something drastic because it is getting bad. We need to really we need that representation. Okay. We really do.
Okay, so we have much more to talk about, but we'll go on a short break, and after that we'll continue with this conversation. We've been speaking with Blessing Moses. She is the communication manager of Abuja Original Inhabitants Youth Empowerment Organization, and we've been talking a whole lot, but we'll go on a short break, and after we come back we'll continue with our conversation.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
Jama'a barkanmu da wannan
The Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Welcome back from that break. If you just joined in, this is still Good Morning Abuja, coming to you from the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. Before we went on the break, we were speaking with Blessing Moses. She is the communications manager, Abuja Original Inhabitants Youth Empowerment Organization. And we've been talking about the plight of the people of FCT. Now, you said you've been dealing with people in the rural areas. How have you been able to engage people of the FCT, engage them to be able to know their strengths and where you can actually channel some of this strength?
Okay, so one thing we did as AO, we went through the 6-area council. We had representation from the 62 ward, 17 chiefdom, 858 communities of FCT. So we went on a strategic meeting where these people are highly represented, who talked about the plight, who talked about this. In every situation, every issue, every challenge is unique to a certain area. So with all of this, they told us we had, in some of the communities, they had problem of water, problem of school, so problem of the healthcare facilities, problem of deforestation, because these people are using their woods for charcoal these days. All of these things, some of them have problem of people coming to encroach on their lands for estate development and all of it. So we have all of these issues where we came up, after the research on the 6-area councils, we came up with a consensus which is called the Charter of Demand. This Charter of Demand has gone through this strategic meeting, like I told you. We had a validation meeting where we have lawyers and all other walks of life sector, and they come together to validate this thing so we can bring it into writing and present it as our own document, the FCT Charter of Demand. This is what we're demanding for. This is what we're seeking for, whether it comes to health, whether it comes to culture, agriculture, whether it comes to service delivery, whether it comes to environment, whatever sector. These are what our problems are. These are the profile solutions. We know how you could tackle this because it's affecting us, and these are what we want you to do for us, and that is why we have the Charter of Demand. So we've engaged them. We've done all of these things just to make sure that, their problems are being heard, and then we get solutions at the end of the day.
Okay. So far, I don't know, what's the level of since you've realized now that the people of FCT, the indigenous people of FCT are actually educated, what's the level of unemployment? And then it's not, aside the political angle now, I want to know at least their organizations, establishment and all that, what's the level of unemployment.
This misconception is in so many minds. And then the people, like we all know, Abuja has more than nine tribes. And most people only think we have Baggy in Abuja. Do you get? So they say like, these baggy people, these baggy people, all they are good at is being house girls or being gatesmen or security men in all of those big organizations. But you should know that these are also educated people. You know, and then the problem of them not having like from the catchment area in their university so that they can get educated to they've been disfranchised from that in all of those not voting, and then they also have problem with not getting employed in all of those what's it called, parastatals, ministries and all of it. You know that when you have like a ministry to you, where somebody in your community is heading, of course there will be like a slot for these people. Even though you are in their land, you're occupying their land, you're doing everything in their land, the country is thriving on a land of certain people, but the same people don't even have like maybe small allocations to their names, to maybe employment. Okay, the baggy people, let's have like original inhabitants, like 10 of them to be here, occupy this, occupy that, or something, you know. There are no things like that. Obviously, that's the reason why we're doing this. That's why we're, you know, echoing their voices so that, you know, we the government, the rights agencies hear us, and then things are being done.
Oh, wow. That's a good one, and we believe that this cause you're championing will actually bring a good and lasting solution to the people of FCT. Thank you for coming on Good Morning Abuja. It's been nice talking with you. Like, we should just go on and on, but because of time, we'll have you come some other day to still tell us more about the plights of the people and possibly what has been done to actually provide solutions to some of these plights we've mentioned on the program. We've been speaking with Blessed Moses. She is the communications manager of Abuja Original Inhabitants Youth Empowerment Program Organization, and she has told us the plight of the people, and hopefully the right agencies, the right people involved have heard, and they would actually prefer solution. We'll go on a short break, and after that the program continues.